Can you, when you see this?
Yeah, Kieran McKenna, yeah.
Yeah, no, we're now going to change. Just a quick word about, as you know, the championship is finished, and they're in the playoffs, who will be the third place. But with just a quick word about a number of Irish, well, this isn't a player, but Irish connections. Ipswich Town finished second in the championship, automatic promotion, 2 promotions in a row from the third division last season, and they're managed by an Irish fella called Kieran McKenna. Now, I know not about him as a player. Was he an international? Was he a player, a professional player? But the only time we knew was when Solskjaer was the manager of Manchester United a couple of years ago. He was one of his coaches in the backroom staff or whatever. I know.
Yeah.
But then he was moved to Ipswich Town 2 years in a row, 2 promotions, a very small outlay of net in players, only about money. There were 11 players that were involved in the third division, an automatic promotion. So just a quick word on what he's achieved.
Yeah, great achievement by Kieran McKenna. He was, I think, yeah, you're right. He was with Solskjaer in the Manchester United when he was there. And then he went into Ipswich Town. I think he came in by midway through this one of the seasons, and he got him stable. I think they're near. I don't know if they're near relegation, but he kept him up anyway. And then the following season in League One, he got him promoted. Great achievement because for a manager to come in halfway through the season, keep him safe. In the
he's a first-time manager, I would say, as a first coach.
First-time manager. I think he said he said some links with Tottenham as well. Paul, he's probably worked at Tottenham as well. I think he said he has links with Tottenham as well. Now this season has been fantastic for him. Now Ipswich Town, they were a club that in the 90s. I think I remember when we playing in the league, and I think Matt Holland, an Irish international, Paul John, remember him? He was playing for Ipswich Town as well. And I think it was something like, I think it's 22 years. I'm not mistaken. I think 2002. I'm not mistaken. Ipswich Town went down. And I think they were all saying we'll be back. And sadly for them, they were a long time coming back. But look, it's great. I know 1 or 2 friends that are Ipswich Town supporters. They're absolutely delighted. They can't believe it. They can't believe their luck that they got up to the Premier League. Now it's going to be a massive, massive task staying in the Premier League, because we've seen teams like Burnley, Sheffield United, particularly Sheffield United, they can go sour as well, Paul. If you don't get off to a good start, you're on the back foot big time. But look, it's a great achievement. I saw the parade parts of it and stuff like that. It's massive. It's massive for the local area, Ipswich Town, because they've 22 years of Premier League football. There's players there that are, like you said, League 11. You said they have played in League One. They've come all through the leagues, and they've got a good few loan players as well. There's a player there, Hutchison. I think he plays for Ipswich Town on loan, but he's on loan from Chelsea. And there's talk maybe that I think he wants to stay. I don't know if Ipswich Town can make that move permanent or not. I'm not sure. It's just a great story, Paul. It's great for football. We need other teams in the Premier League as well that haven't been in there in a long time. Like Ipswich Town or.
But no, just come back to the financial fair play, and I know it's, and we might do a show next week just reviewing it. The team that works on 3 years accounts, but because the 3 years would include a year in the third division, the year in the championship, and now this coming year in the Premiership. So it will be almost impossible for Ipswich Town. But I think no matter what happens, and they will have there will be the relegation battle all year long. They'll be the same as Luton this year. I just hope Ipswich stick with him and the supporters stick with him, even if they have a bad run. But look, the most important thing now is we celebrate what he's done, the achievement. Next season will look after itself, but he's definitely made a name for himself. And down the road, I can see some would say maybe a mid-table Premiership club coming in for him as a manager down the road.
Yeah. Like, I mean, some people were saying there, even for the Ireland job, he should have been one on the list. Like say last, like when Steve McKinney was under pressure, he was doing well at League One. He was getting a team into the Championship. Some people are saying we should have been looking at him as well, and the way the fiasco we had in the FAI, he should have been. I don't know, was he even approached for the job? Now, obviously, we didn't know he was going to get promoted at the time when last Christmas before when Kinney got let go. But he's an Irishman. I think he's from Fermanagh. I think he used to play for the local GA club and stuff like that. So he has great Irish links.
He don't play international. I don't never recall him. And he plays club. He played in the top flight in the club. I just can't recall his playing career.
I just can't recall either. Yeah. I think he got injured. As far as I know, I'm not sure on his situation as a player. I've just known him as a coach because I think he did some stuff with Tottenham and stuff in the United, and obviously here in Ipswich Town. I'm not sure about his playing career. I must have a look into it more.
Yeah, but it's the coaching is the main thing.
It's the coach is what he's best known for, and I think it seems a level ahead of the guy, Paul. To be honest with you, doesn't get too excited, doesn't get too low on defeats by demeanour. I think, look, if there's one man that deserves a bit of time, if Ipswich Town are on a bit of a bad run next season, it's him. He's given them 2 promotions. I think Paul Lambert might have done it with Norwich. I think he got.
And Luton Town did it the last 2 years as well, sir.
Yeah. So, and you saw Rob Everett. He got the time, and I look, he was able to bring the officially not going to sit down and not going to be getting the drop until next week, but they're all but down now. But the fact that Luton got through this situation is hope for Ipswich. That if it could, the one issue I thought one of the lads was from Ipswich Town, they need to improve in their defence big time. And the goalkeepers, they're not too sure about him as well. I think that's the one areas, two areas that if they can, maybe bring in a bit of Premier League experience. There might be 1 or 2 players that are being shifted out the door at Premier League clubs. See if they can get them as well, because it's going to be a long slog. Ipswich Town are used to winning games this year and the last year. Getting promoted and stuff. It's going to be, you saw there with Nottingham Forest, they're staying up with, I think, 8 games won, Paul, and 9 drawn, something like that. So they're going to have to get even more than that, because next season, I do believe you're going to have to hit definitely over the 35, 36 mark.
Yeah.
This year is exceptionally bad down at the bottom.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's going to be as bad next year. So they have to be
No,
close.
just before we move on, just go back to Manchester United. When he was at Manchester United, the backroom staff there, I came across something during the week saying that some of the players were kind of running him down and doing all social media. But I think that tells you more about the Manchester United players, the same players where they've gone in the last 2 years to where the manager is. So that even just tells you the type of player that Manchester United have in their books at the moment.
Yeah, the wrong characters. I think, as Roy Keane says, you need to get the right characters into your club and into your dressing room. And obviously, United have a few bad apples by the sounds of that. So, look, he's proven them wrong. He's taken a club from League One to the Premier League, and he's going to be coming up against them now next season. And you never know. You never know if they might sneak a win or a draw against them. Depending on how United form is coming up.
Yeah.
But look, great achievement for Kieran McKenna. I wish him the very best. Look, they're going to need us, Paul.
Yeah.
But it's a good story and.
Yeah, and for this season we'll look after itself. No, just a quick word on Sammy Szmodics, top scorer. I don't know in the overall English League, but in the Championship, player of the season in the Championship. He saved Blackburn from relegation. The question is, will he be transferred now? He's 29 years of age. Will a club at the top of the Championship or mid-table or bottom in the Premiership next season, will they come in from during the summer? What's your thoughts?
I think they will, Paul. Now, he's actually on one of Sammy Szmodics' podcasts there. I've seen it on YouTube there, but I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. But I think he might be asked that direct question. But for me, I think he has to move. He's been player of the season for Blackburn. He's got the most goals in the Championship. There's obviously teams going to come knocking on the door in the Premier League in particular, I think. There would not be even teams at the top of the Championship, but I think for him, 29 years of age, I think he's 29, yeah. I think if a Premier League team comes calling, I think he'll find it very, very hard to turn it down. And I don't think he should, to be honest. I think he's earned the right now to get into the Premier League.
But no, the only problem is a lot of these Premiership clubs, and I would include Nottingham Forest, the age would put him off. This is they have this policy, they don't buy all the players. Now I think you need 1 or 2 of them with a bit of experience and a bit of the kind of a financial model where they're buying these young players. It came from America originally, and once the player is 20, it doesn't matter how good they are. If Maradona was 29 years of age, they wouldn't buy him. There's just this policy now, these owners, they won't buy him, and that's the thing that the problem is.
Yeah, Paul, I'll give you an example. I think when Alderman used to be playing for Liverpool, I think they wouldn't give him another contract because he was 30 years of age, and Liverpool have missed him big time in that midfield. So I think that's one area that I find it crazy, where you're one of your best players and you don't give him another contract because he's 30. I think you have to look at experience, like I said, Paul, to know how for Sammy Szmodics, he's a player. I don't think he initially started out as a striker, but he's playing very well now at the moment as one. And I think for common sense, Paul, if you're a team that are in the Premier League down near the bottom, I'm not saying the Forest would buy him, but I think because
you would be a man for Forest, no, but I would put my house, I put everything in it. They won't buy him. They absolutely won't buy him. They're going to buy these players from South America and Africa for young players. They won't buy him. That's the way the policy is.
Yeah, I find that very sad, Paul, because you got a player there now. He's come through the ranks of English football, and
he's in top form, top goal scorer.
He's in top form, top goal scorer, and I would encourage them to buy him if I was them, because he's shown in. I know he's shown in the Championship. I know it's different to the Premier League, but he's a knack for goals, and he's in form. And as I say, strike with iron is hot. I think he can. I think he would be able to do well in the Premier League. Because I do think there will be suitors there, Paul. It's just interesting. It's just the right club as well, Paul. You're going to the wrong club.
Oh yeah.
They don't get a good start. It can turn very sour.
Yeah.
But I do believe he will have suitors, Paul, and I do believe if he's offered the Premier League club, I think he will take it. But it just has to be the right club for him and his family.
Yeah, yeah.
And
for just a quick word. Yeah, we might do a review maybe next week. But just a quick word with Sheffield United and Burnley relegated. There's a number of Irish players now drop down to the Championship, and that's going to have an impact next season. In the games next autumn in the Nations League qualifiers again. So you have there's 2 or 3 players at Burnley, and you have Sheffield United. So that's going to affect the quality of the Irish squad again.
Yeah, it just depends on whether they can get moves. I think John Egan's been pretty much injured all season. Giorgio Bene has been injured now at Luton Town. Burnley, you got Josh Cullen. So it's there's 3 or 4 or 5 players there now.
Is that Darrell O'Shea or another player as well?
Darrell O'Shea at Burnley as well. Yeah, I forgot about Darrell O'Shea. It's whether they can get moves away, Paul. I think Darrell O'Shea, he got into the Burnley squad this season because I think he was at West Brom the year before, if I'm not mistaken. I might be mistaken there on that.
Yeah.
But so he'll probably think he has a contract. He'll probably stay. Josh Cullen, I think he's been 2 or 3 years now with Burnley. Whether he would like to move on or not, I don't know. As I said, John Egan's been injured all season, so the chances are he won't have an offer of Premier League club. So it is sad, Paul. We're getting less and less players in the Premier League. But look, it's the quality of the players that are out there we're playing against and managers. That Seamus Coleman for a long time was one of our top players for Ireland.
He might get 1 more year of Everton, but he'd be very lucky to get Noah.
Yeah, I think he might just get 1 more year, Paul. Yeah. But I think he'd be more of a dressing room background area.
Yeah.
I think he won't be playing many games. I think he'll have to accept that. I think he's coming near the end of it's 35, 36 or more. So, look, it's not great for the Premier League for Irish players at the moment. Evan Ferguson at Brighton, he's going to have to bile big time. He is injured now at the moment.
And he's a young fella, so you know what I mean? He'll get his chance again.
So look, like the Premier League, Nathan Collins at Brentford didn't have a great season. There's a few other players there as well, Paul. But no, at the moment, Paul, I think next season possibly could be the lowest amount of Premier League players for Irish players. So it's not great.
Yeah. No, just before we finish up, I suppose people should rely. Maybe in the next week or 2 we might go back to this saga of this new Irish manager, whoever to be will say. But people have to realise now, the vast majority of your players are in the Championship. Your Championship players, and people are going to have to accept that. And a lot of them are giving out about this and giving out about that. But that's what you're dealing with now. When next September comes around again.
Yeah, Paul. Most of our players now in the Championship, I don't know, is it possibly 1 or 2 might be in League One as well.
Yeah.
There's one up in Aberdeen with Jamie McGrath. So look, it's just the way the standards in Irish football has gone down upon the last 20 years. I mean, if you look at 22 years even in the World Cup, I think all the players were in the Premier League, the whole squad. Maybe 1 or 2 weren't, but the vast majority of players that were playing in that World Cup squad, obviously with Roy Keane, I know what happened there, but Jason McAteer was a Sunderland.
Yeah, they're on the top flight.
On the top flight. Shea Given was at Newcastle. Robbie Keane was at either Tottenham or he was one of those Premier League clubs he was playing for. And Kinston had Charlton Athletic. You had Matt Holland and I think maybe possibly Ipswich or even earlier than that. So look, it's frustrating, Paul. It's the way Irish football has gone in the last. I think you can mark it down from the 2002 World Cup squad to now. That's how much the drop off has been. In the last
before we run out of time, we should mention there's a clear player called Ryan Nolan. He's a side in Spain in the 2nd division, and the team just got promoted. I don't know. I can't think of the proper name, and there's an Irish player side in France doing well. There's an Irish player, Troy Palace side in Holland doing well. But there's a clear connection. Ryan Nolan is a side in club in Spain, and they got promoted to the top flight in the league in Spain now. So just a quick word before we finish up.
That's very good. Hopefully he can. I don't know how many games he played for. Hopefully he played well for him, and hopefully he can get more games down the top flight in the league. And then I think the French league player you're talking about is Jake O'Brien. He's in the back of Leon. Yeah. And I'm very surprised that John O'Shea didn't give him a few minutes. I mean, I thought, there was high praise from all week, and the next he didn't get a game in the 2. And John O'Shea, of course, is interim manager again for these friendlies that are coming up in June.